Welcome along. We're live again for our Q&A session.
Sure.
I'm sure last time that this happened and we kind of faffed around for a while going, are we live, are we not? We weren't sure. We were already live. So
hello anyway. Hello
everybody. We'll
everybody.
say hello again live if we aren't live. Who knows?
It was doing the worry buffering thing.
It
That's what
was.
made me suspicious.
Yes. Right, I'm going to do my usual things about getting it shared everywhere and all of that type of stuff. So I shall leave it to Mrs. B to talk about We're Back.
It's weird. I don't want to talk yet about anything important because I don't know who's there.
People are coming online.
It might be, but I still don't want to talk about that straight away.
Do you not?
We might miss the large
Okay.
bulk of people.
Fair enough. So tell us good things that have happened to you
Hmm.
over the last couple of weeks then.
Oh, it's been pretty uneventful, really. We did go camping, which was lovely. Walked 7 kilometres one day around Cheddar. Even Beatrice walked the whole way, so that was lovely. And we took Beatrice swimming again with water babies. So water babies have opened back up. Hello, Jen. Hello, Karen. I can see you're the first people popping up on the comments. So do put us lots of comments down the side because that keeps us going, keeps us interactive with you guys. So looking forward to catching up with you and finding out what exciting things you've been up to this week. So drop us a little note. Hello, Dawn. Here you're back from furlough, back into the world of work. Hope that's treating you well and not too crazy this week. So tell us what exciting things you've been up to and we'll give some shout outs to you as we go along.
Yeah.
Have I missed anything? What's happened to you this week?
What has happened to me this week? I treated myself and I played 18 holes of golf. And I realised, sorry, I'm squeaking away on a chair. It makes it sound slightly strange. And I realised that after we got to about the 10th or the 11th hole, I'm not as young as I used to be.
It took you that long to remember?
I played quite well for the first 9 holes. Second 9, I was quite tired. My back started to hurt, and it was kind of like, I still played all right. Steve played very well too, which was nice to see Steve out on the course. So yeah. So hello everybody that's joining on.
So Karen's been cycling the new dance. Oh, don't replace us for too long, Karen.
No.
Hopefully we're going to get back. And that leads us nicely on to, we started back up Rock on Saturday.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. For fixed couples only, or fixed couples or people in a social bubble. In a social bubble? That's not what I meant.
Support bubble.
In a support bubble is what I meant only. So, yeah, I know it doesn't include everybody because not everybody has a support partner in a support bubble and not everybody has someone that lives with them in their household who can Rock. But for those who do, we had a really good afternoon.
I have to say, Mrs. B was on good form last week. It was Innuendo City.
I've obviously been missing my innuendo bingo
Oh,
because they were flying out left, right, and centre as usual. So I could just sell tickets in the wings for the comedy.
you could do,
factor.
yeah, absolutely. It wasn't me being funny.
We have to be on stage to get that kind of like dancing to get the kind of comedy.
Yeah.
It doesn't come out quite so much here.
I mean, she's dull as dishwater normally.
But yeah, so we had 17 couples in Bath in our St John and St P and St J.
St Philip and St James Hall.
Thank you. I can never get it wrong. I never get the names right.
No, I know.
And we did all the risk assessments, so very, very careful. So I know some people may be feeling nervous about events like this getting up and running, but we did a thorough risk assessment with the venue. Lots of things going on, 2 metre squared dance space, 2 metres between you and the next couple in both depth and width, if that makes sense. So it felt like a really secure place.
Yep.
We moved the toilets around. That sounds weird, but normally the men's and ladies are in one corridor together, or 2 doors off one corridor. So we made that just for ladies and only one person in each of the 3 cubicle areas at a time. So 2 of the toilets were shut off and 1 toilet enabled, so to speak. And the venue were great. They put spray in the toilets, hand wipes, hand wash, anti-bac, everywhere on the walls and entrances.
I think my favourite part, though, was the end of the workshop. So one of the risk assessments that we had to do is make sure there weren't any pinch points where everybody was leaving together or arriving together. So what we had to do at the very end is once people were ready to go, is we kind of had to say, right, it's your turn then, Dawn and John.
Come on down, the price is right. You can exit the building.
We had a different exit, we had an entrance, and you had to walk around. So yes, it was very very unusual. And so giving an update on the workshops we've got coming up in August. So this Saturday's workshop is sold out, and it's a normal intermediate workshop. There are already a couple of couples on the waiting list for that if anybody does drop out. For the following weekend, which is an intermediate chill out standard workshop, there are 2 couple spaces left, so do book on srock.com for all of these. The following weekend is intermediate plus stroke advanced. There are, I think, 7 spaces left on that, and then there's a normal intermediate one again on the 29th of August. And that has got about 10 spaces left at the moment. So still some space, you still have a chance to dance, which is quite nice. Do make sure you come along in the approved way regarding the approved people.
And that is just one thing we will just mention, because some people were getting a little bit confused around who they were allowed to partner. And if you are a single person at home alone, then you need to partner with somebody or make a support bubble, join up with a support bubble, and that can only be one other household. And then once that support bubble is formed, you can't go around forming multiple support bubbles so that every weekend you have a different dance partner. You have to stick with that one dance partner. Sorry if you get bored easily.
She is deadly bored of me, I tell you.
There is no swapping dance partners. So
no.
It is an interesting test. And this is just for now, right? This is while the restrictions are as they are. Who knows what's going to happen? If we go into local lockdown, we will have to postpone the workshops. Fingers crossed that's not going to happen. If it relaxes and it flexes a little bit, then we can relax our rules accordingly.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we need to go absolutely by what the government are saying. So if we do have any questions about partnerships, then we will be following that up with the individuals concerned, because we do need to make sure that people are staying fixed in those households or support bubbles.
And that it's fair to everybody. So.
Yes. That's our job.
So
if you do have any questions or you're not sure about why the rules are in place, the other thing that people are getting really confused about was, how can you have 30 people indoors?
Oh yeah, okay.
And they're sort of saying, should you even be running an event like this?
So the
and
rules
I know it's
are
so confusing.
The rules are that if it's a private gathering, you can't have more than 30 people. But as a business, as long as you've got COVID risk assessments for the venue and for the actual business themselves, you can have more than 30 people. I use Tesco as the example. There are more than 30 people in an indoor space in Tesco because they have the appropriate risk assessments associated with it. So that's the principle behind it. So yeah, we're happy. The venue's happy. Srock HQ are happy as well. So we were the first venue to run in the country, and it all went very well.
Yeah,
so
it was really brilliant, and it was so lovely to see people dancing again.
It was lovely.
It was lovely.
Yeah.
But do ping us any questions you've got about it. Yeah, because Dawn's saying here, really glad we mentioned the support bubble rules, because I was a bit concerned about some of the comments I saw about finding a partner, not for me, but for you guys as the organisation. Yeah, and we've definitely had some conversations with people about this, because it's not our rules at the end of the day. We're not making them up.
Nope.
But we do have to abide by them, and it's not just for our own safety, but for everybody's safety.
Indeed so. Right, we're going to move on. So there's those workshops. If you want to book onto those, srock.com. If you type in, or if you go to the workshop section, then you can see them all. They are booking out very, very quickly, getting about 5 or 6 bookings a day. It looks like they're going to run into September as well. So yeah, we're looking to put a beginners one in September as well, and then we'll do some other themes. If you want any particular themes of workshops, do let us know. I think that's kind of the way we're going to run for the next bit, because it doesn't look like they're easing many rules in the very near future.
I think that's the best we're certainly going to get certainly for the next month or August, September kind of time. That's where we're going to be. So yeah. Thank you to everyone that's putting lovely comments. It was a fab afternoon. We really enjoyed it, and it energised us. Although I say energised us, we have forgotten how much hard work it is teaching. Like when you get out of a routine. Yeah, do you know? And suddenly, boom, 3 hours.
I found something on Sunday which I'd lost for the last 5 months, and that was my stomach muscles.
Do you know what? I didn't feel anything like that. My body is.
Did. I was ripped. Ripped. Not quite, but there we go. Right, we are going to move on. So if you do want to book onto those, do have a look.
When are we releasing them for September? Do you know?
They will be released in the next week or so. So yes.
We don't want to go too far ahead, because if we go down into lockdown, for any reason, and then we've booked like months and months, and we've got loads of people booked on, then we've got to rehouse all those people again onto other dates. So we're trying to do it sort of months at a time, a couple of weeks at a time, so that as we go forwards a couple of weeks, we've got the next few weeks booked and sorted.
Yeah.
And then if we do need to shut down for a couple of weeks, then we can forward people's bookings on to when we reopen again. If we go like 3 months in advance and we get them all booked out, then we're going to have a real difficulty to, well, we would just have to refund everybody. We wouldn't be able to rerun them. So we're just taking it steady, baby steps. Yeah,
there was a few learns, but it was great fun. So yes, moves to swoop in the right. Patreon, we're going to mention Patreon. It's our online classes. They are still going, so if you don't have the ability to come along to the workshops for as little as £10 per month plus VAT, you can do our Patreon workshops. They are pre-recorded classes, so you can rewind them, start again, pause, slow Zoe down so you can see exactly what she's doing at any one time.
They're not Zoom though, so lots of people get confused about them being Zoom.
And if you do book on now, then you do get access to all of the videos that we've done since April, depending on which tier you go to. So if you went into the top tier, the advanced one, then you would actually get over, I think it's nearly 80 videos now. So yeah, lots of stuff on there. So do have a look at all of those, okay, which is quite nice. There's a beginner's package on there as well if you know anyone that wants to learn and get back into dancing.
So is Karen, are you joining us on Saturday?
I believe so.
Oh yeah, because
Yes.
we had like 40 people express an interest, so almost like the first group of people went on the first weekend, whoever came in first with their booking, and the second group of people are due this weekend. So it was almost like we're getting to see two different groups of people. So yeah, we're looking forward to running it again for a fresh load of people.
There's only 3 couples that are the same this weekend as last weekend. And it is different routines, by the way, for those that are joining in for the second time, which is always quite nice. Right,
exciting.
On to other things then. The first other thing, of course, is the all-important poll. Now, I was discussing this with Mrs. B earlier about the fact that what she seemed to be saying is that these are all things that really irritate me about Zoe.
Let me just re-clarify this. Every time Richard announces the poll to me, he goes, right, I've got our poll this week. It's blankety blank. It's always something that I do. So like this week is definitely an irritation from Richard on behalf of how I make my sandwiches.
Yes. So the principle behind this is, and there is a real weird one that happened the other day, okay? And that is that, here it is. So should you put butter in a sandwich? That is the poll, okay? So I make a sandwich and I get my 2 bits of bread, put butter on, and then I'll put the filling in, squash them together, eat. Mrs. B?
No, I do not like butter. There's something about pickle and butter merged together that makes me want to retch, or butter on ham, butter on cheese. So yeah, definitely no butter. Except
Weirdo here made a banana sandwich the other day and said, this is going to freak you out, and put butter in it.
Because banana and butter and bread, there's something about the combination of those that is perfectly acceptable. So see, Jen agrees with me. We are no butter in the house.
Butter has to go in. I accept you don't want big globules of it in there, because that can kind of be a bit weird. But and like when you have toast, you have loads of butter in it. There's a layer of butter about thicker than the bread when you have toast.
Yeah, no, toast, hot buttered toast is different, right?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's just dry bread.
No, it's just bread and butter.
It's just dry hot bread.
The sandwich has multiple layers of things, like salad. I hate lettuce with butter on it. That makes me want to retch. The textures together in my mouth.
Do you know what you couldn't see then was Zoe holding onto my arm saying, be quiet, like that. So
what about butter on a peanut butter sandwich? No, I just have peanut butter.
But it's really dry.
No. See, Karen's daughter is the same as me, so we're just brilliant. You're the weird one. Well, so we'll soon find out with this poll anyway. Can I get rid of that on the screen?
Yeah, I think you can. There we go. I think it's gone. It's still there.
We'll find out whether I'm the weird one or you.
Well, I think I know the answer to that. Right, we're going to do Socially Awkward very quickly, but I thought we'd bring in a very quick news section, okay? And that is, well, first of all, we'd still love to hear your good news stories of the week. So please do put your good news stories of the week. We'll get onto your questions very, very shortly. If you do have any questions, then do make sure that you put them on the comments bit. We do read them and we'll go on from there. But I thought it'd be quite interesting just to do a very quick Let's Ask Zoe scenario. Okay, so I'm going to bring up my page.
I don't
okay?
even know what he's up to.
So we've got 10 questions here. Okay, these are all questions about dance. I'm going to ask them really quickly. Zoe needs to answer them very quickly, because otherwise it'll take forever.
Okay.
And we're going to see
I'm
how
ready.
many out of 10
Quick fire.
that Zoe
How many
can get. So quick
You'll do
fire.
10
Feel
questions.
free to answer these questions as we go along as well if you wish to. So, question number 1. In this type of dance, you wear mostly black or tan shoes with metal plates attached to the bottom. Common steps include flaps,
Tap.
ball changes, and buffaloes. What is it? Tap.
Doo-doo.
This type of dance has many kinds within itself. The genre of dance was introduced in the 2nd season of So You Think You Could Dance. It is also referred to as clowning. What is it? Is it ballet, hip hop, salsa, or crump?
Crump? Maybe it's crump. There you go.
Number 3, this dance is a classic. It is best known for its 5 positions, and it also includes lots of jumps. The shoe is flat-bottomed and can come in different colours. What is it? Ballet, line dance, mambo, or contemporary?
Ballet.
Ballet. Okay. This type of dance includes steps such as grapevine and a shuffle step. It is always done with lots of people. Electric slide is one of the most well-known dances in this genre. What is it?
Electric slide.
Yeah.
And a
Lyrical,
shuffle
contemporary, line dance, or belly dance, by the way. They're the options. I should get that.
step. Line.
Going for line dance. Okay. Next question. Halfway through. This was the genre of dance used by the first African American winner of So You Think You Can Dance. It includes techniques of ballet, but it's more flowing and is not as sharp. Mia Michaels is well-known choreographer in this dance. What is it? Contemporary, pop, jazz, or cha-cha?
Genre of dance is the first African.
You can't read it again. This is
I don't
quick
know.
fire.
That's jazz.
Jazz. We're going for jazz. Okay, this dance is classified as the American ballroom category. This dance has a strong African and Spanish influence. It has 2 main movements, back basic and front basic. Unlike most Latin dances, the feet only move on the 2nd and 4th beats. What is it? Mambo, waltz, salsa, or belly dance?
Mambo.
Go for mambo. This dance includes a lot of working of the hips and belly. That kind of gives it away.
Oh, belly dancing.
Colombian pop singer Shakira.
Shakira. We did our lady styling to that workshop.
You
Come
did.
on, quick fire.
Sorry, belly dance. You're going for that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, this dance, 3 go. This dance, a variety of jumps and a lot of footwork. Steps from the dance appear in every dance from ballet to mambo. Wide open hands are a popular characteristic of this dance. What is it?
Jazz.
This dance is commonly performed at weddings. It's also known for its elegance. Moves include promenade and whisk. What is it? Lyrical cha-cha, waltz, or pop. And last one, this dance is the daughter son of jazz. Movements in this dance are more modernized than jazz. It appears in many music videos and sneakers in the proper shoes. This dance style has numerous movies made about it, including You Got Served and Stomp the Yard. What is it? Break dance, hip hop, waltz, or mambo?
You Got Served. Numerous movies made about it. Movements are more modernised than jazz in many music.
Be quick. This is not quick fire.
The sneakers. Hip hop.
Hip hop. You're going hip hop. Let's have a look at how Zoe did in Quickfire Zoe. She got 9 out of 10.
Oh yes. Which one did I get wrong?
You got the contemporary one, So You Think You Can Dance.
Okay.
Anywho,
the African American winner of So You Think You Can Dance.
just thought I'd do that very quickly.
Ah.
Right. Good. Richard Chandler has breasts that are small and humble. Go listen to why. Do you know, I'd really love to know what the
Has breasts that are small and humble. Shakira.
Finished. Right. We're moving on.
Those lyrics, isn't it?
That was quick. I had to speak very quickly. So we're moving on to Socially Awkward. For those that don't know what this section is.
You haven't asked how anybody did. Did anybody beat my 9?
I don't know, because people are just kind of...
Well, I know. That's why we're asking them, darling.
Okay.
You're not supposed to know. You're not a mind reader. Although you think you are.
Some say.
Not. Anybody else get any the same as me?
Continues. The Shakira lyrics. Oh, fair enough. Okay, so yes, see how well he got on. If you could listen and go as quickly as I did, that'd be great. Right, Socially Awkward.
I want to go back to the sandwich. So
sandwich.
Richard Chandler feels that butter or spread are the lubricants that let the sandwich slip down easily.
Wow.
Richard, has someone hijacked your Facebook page, or are you just feeling a little frisky this evening? Between Shakira lyrics.
Can I just say that it's Richard Chandler feeling frisky, not this Richard feeling frisky.
Yeah, Mr. C. And Tony says that, where was it? I saw it here. Oh, where's it gone? I'm going back up. That the butter stops the bread from going moist.
Moist is such a good word.
It's a very good word.
Love
But
a good word.
butter makes the bread soggy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, I still think I'm right.
Tony got 11. Perfect, Tony. Well done. Right, we are moving on to socially awkward. Okay, so this section is all about socially awkward situations. Some people are really good at social situations. Some people not so good at social situations. I put myself in the not so good social situation.
I'll go middle.
I live in a black and white world. It's either right or wrong. Okay, so I'll read out something, and then we'd love to know what you would do in this situation. We'll discuss what we would do in this situation. Now, this first one is actually one that I used to have. So I used to be in the RAF, used to work in a hangar, did third line maintenance, and loads of times we'd walk up and down the side of the hangar, and we would pass people all of the time, like 30 times a day. Richard didn't read out the answers. That's very true. I didn't do that. So yeah, we passed each other kind of 30 times a day. You presumably working in an office would have a similar sort of principle that you'd pass people all the time.
Attention. Yeah, but we have conversations, or we don't go.
But that's the whole point.
Every time we walk past
somebody, and it's like, do you ignore them? Okay. Do you kind of say, I'm concerned you're typing here, by the way.
Get on with it.
So, do you ignore them? Do you nod each time? Do you wave? Do you wink? What do you do? Or do you just kind of...
Do you wink? What are you going to be doing?
You never know in these worlds. But so what would you do? So you're in the office.
I don't understand what your question is.
Well, the question
is... weird one.
For me, I used to find it really, really uncomfortable.
Well, why do you have to look at everybody every single time you walk past them? Why are you not going about your own business?
But you can go about your own business. If you're walking down the corridor to the toilet, for instance, and do you put your head in the phone?
Well, if it's the first time I've seen them, I'll say hi. If it's the second time, we might smile. We might just ignore each other.
What about if it's the 20th time?
I never pass somebody 20 times in the office. No, I'm not, unless I've got a real bladder problem.
Well,
I think it might be different where you're working, but not in an office.
Maybe it's more in a factory sort of aircraft.
Even in our factory, people are staying on the belt, on the line, so they're not really moving about either. Where are you working?
I was working in an aircraft hangar.
But maybe that's just you being special.
I'm special. So yeah, how about a smile? Yeah, there's only so many times you can smile when you.
No, it's not. What's the harm in smiling?
Yeah, there we go. Right, this next socially awkward one. This actually happened to us the other day, and it was socially awkward. Okay, so this is the scenario: is you are watching a film, and a sex scene comes on.
It didn't happen to me.
It happened to me.
I was going to say, I've not been watching a film with a sex scene.
No, I did with the kids. But that's
right, okay.
So that sounds just wrong, but I'll explain this scenario. It wasn't that type of film. Okay, so you're watching a film and a sex scene comes on.
You can explain the actual scenario.
And you are watching it either with your children or with your parents. How do you all react? Is it the scenario that you just carry on watching, or you make comments, you make light of it?
Carry on watching.
You carry on watching? Do you just stare blankly?
No, comfortably, but it's just not a big deal.
So I was watching The Sixth Sense with the kids. They are teenagers now, not the smallest child. That would be quite cruel. And no, we're not going to. They asked me to say, and that's another poll, but they asked me to tell them something about Sixth Sense, and I couldn't tell them about anything about it because it had been about 15 years since I'd watched it, so I couldn't really remember anything apart from the obvious. And so yeah. So yeah, but it's very strange. So I couldn't remember.
What did you do?
What did we do? We all just kind of sat there and smiled, and so yeah, just ignore it. Go make a cup of tea. Yeah, if it's an officer, you salute. Oh, I'm not going to salute officers. So Sarah says, speaking of starting a film with a sex scene, the deceiving last night is really good. Time for bed, kids. Wow, it sounds like Sarah had a nice night.
The Deceiving. What, is that a drama?
Is that a new? We are just literally in the moment. We've just finished watching Little Fires Everywhere.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed that.
Which was very good. Bit slow to start with, but got much better and very good in the end.
And it's a really nice life
yeah
drama. It's got everything in it. Really, I wasn't sure where it was going to stop with.
No.
Yeah, so we're looking for our next series to watch on Prime or Netflix. So if anyone has any ideas,
we watched Hannah. That was very good as well.
Yeah, we enjoyed Hannah.
So yeah, Tony is asking, what films am I watching with the kids? As I said, it was Sixth Sense, which does have a kind of a sex scene at the very beginning of it. So that's not giving anything
Steve
away.
Stokes said you could learn from it.
Could learn from it.
Were you referring to Richard, Steve? Practice your techniques, darling.
Thanks for that. I did listen to a podcast. So when I'm doing my driving around at the moment, I do listen to a lot of podcasts, and I listen to this Australian podcast, and the name of the podcast is Things You Can't Talk About on TV. So basically the principle is they said
with your mother.
Or with your mother, yeah, or mother-in-law. I started talking about this stuff.
Okay. Socially awkward bloody situation or not. So we're sat outside round the garden table in the sunshine. My mum's come over to have a cup of tea with, Beatrice is playing, and they're going, what does Richard bring up this podcast? Did you know, what was the question? No, what was the question? How much blood does a woman lose when she's menstruating? Is it a teaspoon, a teacup, a pint, or something ridiculous like that? Do you know? And my mum's like, do we really want to have this conversation around the dinner
it's
table?
taboo subjects, and that's the whole point of the podcast, is it talks about subjects that you can't normally talk about.
I know, but talk about something to bring up with your mother-in-law. I didn't even want to talk about it. I was like, this is just weird. So what do you do when you have a weirdo husband asking random questions? Apart from tell him to stop being a weirdo.
I like to say not necessarily weirdo, just special.
Yeah, that was like...
It was random, I admit.
Some random beyond random.
Some of the others, do look it up, so things you can't
the
talk
next
about
one
on
was
TV.
about semen.
Okay, I
How
wasn't
much
going to go there.
semen? I was like...
We are going here, are we?
Well, you did it. So
Yeah,
I'm
I know,
just,
but
I'm just doing as the feature says, a socially awkward situation. What would you do if your husband starts talking about this in front of your mother?
Yeah, what did you
kick
do?
him severely under the table.
Yeah.
Anyway, shall we move on?
Shall we move
See
on?
what I've got to put up with?
Yeah, but I just think it's quite good to talk about it.
Special is one word for it, Karen.
Yeah. Joe, I'm going to write a book at some point, the title of the book is going to be I'd Hate to Be Normal. And that's the title of my book, so don't pinch it. Might be another book out there already with that on it.
Who
I don't
knows?
know. But yeah, I would hate to be normal. Or
just for a few days, it'd be really nice.
don't look to the sky. You literally looked up and like, oh,
God.
just for a few days.
There is a God.
Thank you. Yeah. So Dawn's asked, how do I manage to absorb the info in a podcast when you're concentrating on doing something else? I have to concentrate more when I'm listening to podcasts. I'm able to listen
Richard
to
has one of
things.
these brains that one of the other features that he wanted to do on here was the most useless fact that you know. And I genuinely have no space in my brain for useless facts or jokes. I find it really, really difficult to remember jokes.
I want to tell my favourite joke now.
Go on then.
So my might not be that nice at the moment with COVID, but yeah. So a man goes into a doctor and he says, "Doctor, I don't feel very well." And the doctor says, "I'm afraid, sir, you're not going to live. You're going to die." And the man says, How long do I have?" And the doctor says, 10. And the man says, 10 years? 10 months? 9, 8, 7. That's the favourite child
That's
joke.
so not funny.
It's funny. Go on, somebody.
I found a joke that I thought Beatrice would love.
Can somebody
today,
laugh? Put a
and
laugh in the comments,
She
please.
didn't even understand it. It was why is the fish wet? Because the seaweed. But she didn't get it at all, so it ruined it. I was determined to make her laugh with that one.
What was the
Anyway.
bit? Most ridiculous facts.
Yeah, most ridiculous facts.
Yeah.
I don't keep that kind of knowledge in
I
my
knew that was
brain. I just can't remember those kind of things. I don't know. I can remember what Beatrice likes and all the sort of house things, and my work things, but I don't have capacity for other stuff in my brain. But
Right.
Richard seems to be able to keep useless facts.
So we would
What was
love your
your
useless facts. So my useless fact, okay, and this is kind of one of the other subjects on there was farting. And so yeah, that's why it kind of reminded me of it really. But the average person farts, believe it or not, between 10 and 20 times a day. Apparently ladies smell worse than men. Believe it or not, that's the scientific fact that there is out there. And so therefore the average person, it's been worked out, farts approximately 13 times a day. Approximately. So yeah, we had the pleasure, I said I was in the RAF, and we had the pleasure of opening up passenger aircraft. And if you think about a passenger aircraft, let's just say a 12-hour flight, so that is 7 approximately farts per day with 300 people on there. It's 2,100 farts that haven't gone anywhere. So when you open the door of an aircraft for the first time after a 12-hour flight, you get hit with over 2,000 farts.
Oh my God.
That is unbearable. But yeah.
Have you been in that? You've opened the door and you can smell it.
Of course. It's even worse because we used to have paratroopers and stuff and all sorts of different people. So yeah.
They don't hold back.
Oh, the military.
Why were they any worse than a normal person?
No.
Oh, so interesting fact from Dawn: sperm don't swim, they spin.
Well, there you go.
Woo, woo. Not swimming like that.
Back to semen again.
We've done a full 360. So, does anybody have any useless facts? Tony, pineapples are berries. I did not know that. Are you joking? Is this one of those things where I end up being gullible and believing these useless facts? I don't get that. 3-yard flag is required for a 10-metre pole.
No, I've no idea what it means.
I'm not very good at measurements.
Well,
Don't do yards.
a yard is about 90 centimetres. But
Is it?
yeah, I don't know what that is.
3-yard flag. That is very useless information indeed, Dawn.
Yes, thank you for that. Anyway, we're going to move on. Okay, so yeah, this is the part. We've got about 10 minutes left, just to let people know. So this part is my favourite part, and that is we'd love questions from you guys. We have, as always, a number of questions that we have pre-populated. We have some idea of what our answers might be, but what we love is questions from you guys. They could be dance related. If you have any questions about dancing, we haven't seemed to answer a question about dancing for ages. That's kind of the point of this, and the original purpose is to answer questions about dancing.
But then we've not been doing a lot about dancing. We've all been doing a whole fat lot of nothing, so we've moved to useless facts instead.
So yeah, like farting. So
yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, if you have any questions about dancing or you want to ask us anything, okay, I've got a contract with Zoe tonight that says if you ask Zoe anything whatsoever, don't be so worried, whatsoever, she has to answer it.
I did not make this contract.
Truthfully or not truthfully, that's the question. But yes, so Zoe will answer anything. That is what. So
like
please do come
up.
up. Please do come up with any interesting questions that you can ask Zoe. She would literally answer anything at all.
Why are you picking on me tonight?
I just fancied it.
I've only had like that much wine, only more like that, like a bottle.
So,
where did we get to then?
So,
we're on Ask Zoe Anything.
Please do. So one of the questions that I'm intrigued by, again, people may know this, I don't really know, and that is, in the UK or in England, Britain, wherever it may be, okay, if we are in a crisis, like you look on EastEnders and stuff, they say, I'll make you a cup of tea. And that kind of seems to be the British way of
sit
answering
down,
the
have
crisis.
a cup of tea. You must have been really upset.
I thought there was something wrong then.
Have a biscuit.
Have a biscuit as well. Have a cup of tea
and a
biscuit.
sugar, a bit of tea calms you down.
But where does having a cup of tea come from in regards to how does that help people? And that's what we do here. What do people do in other countries? Because we mainly drink tea in this country. But if you go to America, they don't drink tea. They just drink coffee. That's my American accent, by the way. So yeah. Oh, thank you, Dawn, for that one. So yeah, if you've got any other questions. So so Dawn said, what should we ask about your opinion about Richard?
What shall we ask about your opinion about Richard? My opinion about Richard?
It varies from day to day, if that helps, depending on how good or bad I've been.
It's a moving feast, yeah.
Anywho, so so Tony says,
do we have anybody from a different country on our chat, or who knows what the
in Russia, vodka shots. Vodka.
Vodka.
So Tony says, if you could be one of Dot's cakes, which one would it be? And would the other person eat you?
Well, Richard would never eat me if I was a cake. Stop it. Because he doesn't like cake.
No.
So I could rub myself in cake and he still wouldn't eat me because he doesn't like cake. I would be though, what's the one that I am? I really like one of her cakes and I've forgotten what it is.
Chocolate Guinness?
No.
Carrot?
No.
Lemon. It's a lemon drizzle.
No.
Dot's babysitting tonight, so she can't even help.
Banoffee pie.
Banoffee pie?
Her banoffee pie. I love banoffee pie.
That's a horrible cake. So yeah, what cake would I have to be for you to eat me then?
Anything? No, I don't like a chocolate cake massively.
No,
I don't mind it.
Even though you made a great chocolate cake for your mum.
I did make a good chocolate cake.
Yeah.
I could be a scone. Yeah, Richard doesn't even like scones.
Well, there we go. So Dawn's asked, do my feet smell after dancing?
His feet smell after not dancing,
That's
Dawn.
outrageous.
So yes is the answer to
No,
that.
actually, can I just stop there? My feet generally don't smell after dancing, and the reason
Do
for
you?
that is I wear socks. However, Zoe's feet,
Oh, yeah.
with her bare feet going in her manky shoes that just get
Shoes are
shoved in a
not
bag
manky,
directly
thank you
after 4 hours of dancing, they honk.
I do not know what
They
you're talking about.
absolutely honk. So
I am
yeah.
such a lady. I do not smell. I do not sweat. I glow, and I do not smell.
And
Only
she
of roses.
definitely farts.
Oi!
But there we go.
But if we asked Beatrice who farts the most, mummy or daddy, she'd definitely say daddy.
I'm not sure about that.
She would. We'll have to get. Right, I'll post a video later. I'll ask
What,
her
me
the
farting?
No, I'll ask Beatrice the question in the morning
Right.
on WhatsApp video, and I'll
Right.
post it.
Oh, will you?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
great.
that everybody can see the results of what goes on in our house.
Okay. Going back to the tea question, let's move away from farting again. Okay, so tea in a crisis is based on adding fluid and sugar to a shocked body.
Yeah, I knew
There
that.
you go.
But they don't do that in all. Oh, thank you, Tony. They don't do that in all cultures, though,
No.
do they?
No, so in Russia, having vodka, that's not going to...
Here's a
course
question
not.
from Natasha, a serious question. If you
Okay.
didn't have a living dance partner, how would you be keeping up your dance skills at the moment?
I know a good answer to that one. And it
It's
goes...
not asking you.
Oh, okay, sorry, so...
It's asked Zoe anything. I would probably be doing Zumba, or that's not a dance form, but I was doing quite a bit of Zumba to try and lose some weight. So contemporary jazz, anything really like that.
You could always, doing my corporate part here, go back to Sirrock.com and dance in your pants. There's loads of solo dances on there, which you can always look at for free. So if you want to do that, do have a look at those. So yeah.
Yeah, but it would have to be solo partner dancing. So yeah, contemporary maybe.
Yeah.
Get my jazz shoes out.
You have your jazz shoes still?
I do.
Do you? It took 10 years to get her tap shoes down, and then she did tap.
I do like
I've
a bit
not
of
seen-
tap. I
I've
do a
not
bit of
seen
tap
your
maybe.
Jazz shoes, are they up in that green smelly bag, are they?
Smelly bag, it's green.
Stinks. Vodka is fluid and sugar. Fair enough.
Well, we have covered once again the most random of topics this week.
It's been very, very random indeed. So yeah.
Should we get back to business just to wrap up and summarise in case anybody
And we've got
missed?
to do the poll, of course.
Oh, we've got to do the
Yeah,
poll.
we
So
haven't really
while
had many
you post
questions.
the poll
Okay.
and get that up and live and running.
Okay.
Just a reminder again, our workshops, we are sold out for Saturday the 8th of August. It's 1 till 5. We have a couple of spaces left on the 15th, which
Yep.
is a chill out.
Chill out.
The 22nd is a more advanced workshop. We have a few spaces left on that. I think 7 was
Seven
it?
at the moment.
At the moment. And then the 29th after that is back to just a standard intermediate, good old intermediate workshop with lots of
Yeah.
interesting moves and dips and drops. So that's got
It's got a few spaces left on
7
that,
to
yeah.
10 spaces off
Yep.
memory. So do book on those. You have to have somebody from your same household or a support bubble partner that you can book with. It is not open for anybody to just book and mix partners at this stage as we're opening up nice and slowly.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll hopefully do more in September is the plan. The venue are happy for us to carry on to do that. Right, I'm going to show the results of the poll then. So the poll was, should you put butter in a sandwich? I believe yes, you should butter in a
No
sandwich. Zoe believes
way.
no, and there is the conclusive answer.
All wrong.
88% of people think yes, you should put butter in a sandwich. So yes,
Shocking.
indeed so. So that is the definitive answer. You are simply wrong.
Well, I still don't like butter unless it's banana sandwich.
And then that's wrong. Again, banana sandwich is just wrong anyway. There we go.
Do.
Right, on that note, as always, we really do appreciate everybody that watches this. I know after we post it, loads more people watch it as well, so enjoy the second time. So I will actually make these onto YouTube and put them as a podcast as well. I'll do that tomorrow, so you can have an audio of this, so you don't need to see us lounging around. So, so yes. So yeah, thank you ever so much. We do appreciate it. Now we are back. Just a little bit of news for you. Now we are back to actually doing some workshops again. And we're recording Patreon and we've still both got full-time jobs because nothing's safe and secure at the moment. We are making these now once a month. Okay, so we are going to do these once a month rather than every other week. It's just purely to get our life.
But we must
balance.
get another dots baking session going. That is another goal that we're going to do for the next, hopefully sometime within the next month, another dots cakes.
Absolutely. So we will look to do that in the very near future. We must speak to Dot about that at some point. So we will see you again in a month. We'll make it the first week in September is the plan, maybe the second week because kids going back to school and all that type of stuff. Thank you ever so much, as always, for watching, everybody.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you, those who are coming to the workshop, see you there. Otherwise, stay safe and have fun. We'll see you soon.
Adios for now.